Bellevue, an iconic restaurant, is facing more than a holiday break after a devastating fire on Christmas Eve. Tonight, 6 News' Brent Weber speaks with the owners about their worst Christmas and what the future holds for Nettie's.
It's been our whole life. There's 35 and a half years of history there.
Michael Boyles and wife Kathleen still coming to grips with what happened on Christmas Eve afternoon when a roaring fire destroyed their iconic Bellevue family restaurant, Nettie's Fine Mexican Food.
All I did was get everybody out, and by the time we got out the door,
it was just filled with smoke that fast. The whole interior filled up with smoke in that time.
Just days after their annual visit from Santa at the restaurant, the joy of the season is lost. The Boyles spent the day after Christmas with fire investigators trying to learn what happened.
They're still not entirely sure. They are calling in an engineer to investigate more around the fireplace and the roof, and a re-roofing job that we had done. But that's just a potential area. They really don't know yet.
No one was hurt in the fire, but their 25 employees are without work this holiday season. Family photos are lost. Well, Nettie's legacy can never be taken. The recipes?
my mother, she did everything. Then my sister learned how to do it all.
Will Nettie's rise again?
That's a pretty good question. The first time my insurance agent talked to me, he said, you have to decide, did you just retire or are going to rebuild? And we're still talking about it.
The Metro restaurant community in particular wasted no time stepping in to help. Taste of Bellevue set up a GoFundMe page, and we noticed one restaurant already donated $2,500 to help out the Boyles family. I'll put that info in my story on the website at WOWT.com. On your side, Brent Weber, 6 News.